Do you ever feel disconnected from your true self, that authentic version of you, who you truly are? Or maybe you feel like you haven't even tapped into that yet. You don't know what that is. If so, this video could really help you. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to reconnect with your authentic true self towards the end. But now I want to give you a little bit of insight on me and how I've dealt with this and how I've navigated this in my life. So if you're new here, my name is Chris Foss, and I'm a spiritual teacher. I consider myself a spiritual teacher. Truly, I'm just a piece of life on this earth, here to serve others in my own unique way, as you are. And what I help people with is reconnecting with their true self, their true nature, who they truly are, and ending internal suffering in the forms of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, so on and so forth. And sometimes, I deal with being disconnected and not in alignment with my true self, just like you. In the last couple of months, this has happened because I've been in the business space with a lot of, dense business people, and being in that sort of environment, different people with different belief systems and different ways of doing things, they try to pull you in so many different directions. And me knowing that I have immense spiritual power, and not in an egoistic way, just in the way of allowing God to work through me and carry out His will. Sometimes I get disconnected from that, and the mind starts going, and the stress and the overwhelm. But a lot of people, for a lot of people, it lasts for a long period of time. But for me, I can snap out of that like almost immediately. I never allow that suffering to linger for long. But I know some people deal with this on a constant basis. So I'll tell you how I deal with it. And this must be dealt with in order to tap into the true, authentic version of who you are. So first, I disconnect from external things and people. Like, for example, TV. I don't watch TV. Social media. I disconnect from social media unless I'm adding value to people's lives. I try my best not to scroll for no reason. If I'm scrolling, if I'm on social media, I'm adding value to people's lives, putting out content. I stay away from smoking, drinking, porn. I would recommend you stay away from these things too, because you're truly only satiating yourself, because you feel disconnected from who you truly are. So you indulge in this external pleasure just to distract yourself from the fact that you're not functioning at your highest potential. So these are the things that I personally do. I don't just tell people to do them and then not do them myself. It's very important that you take some time in life to disconnect from the external stimuli, from the external pleasures, and to even just take some time to be bored, alone with yourself, completely bored, or journal. Write down how you feel. Write down why you feel that way. Self-analyze yourself a bit, and then especially meditate. It's very important that you meditate. If I'm feeling disconnected for whatever reason, I will go, you see these rocks down here? See these rocks? There's a sort of flat one down there. I will go sit on it and I will meditate for however long I feel. And I would recommend that you find a space like that away from everybody where you can simply just sit and meditate. And if you don't know how to meditate, just simply sit, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. At first, the mind will be going crazy, but eventually it will calm down. There are advanced practices that I teach and I can help transmit to you, but that's in my inner transformation program. And that's for people who really want to take it to the next level. But you can simply sit and breathe. And you'll notice as the mind starts to calm down, you start to tap into who you truly are. All the external stimuli and the programming and conditioning that has been I guess you could say, impressions are deeply influencing you. And when you take time to be quiet, you can distance yourself from those influences, listen to the true you behind all of those influences and all of those different voices in the head and all of the different thoughts, and be guided by the higher power, by God, by Christ, whatever you want to call it, by the divine universe. And hey, if you like the Bible, you can read the Bible too. That'll help you tap into that energy as well, your true authentic energy. But honestly, meditating is better than books, because books will influence you too. That's another form of external stimuli. Even though it's, more spiritual, I don't know if you're reading it from a spiritual perspective. If you're reading it from a historical perspective, just don't even read it. Like, tap into a higher consciousness and read it from a spiritual perspective. I can make a whole video on that. Depending on the state of consciousness that you're in, that's how you're going to read the Bible. There are layers to it. So I'm not going to get into that in this video, but since we're talking about the Bible, I will give a verse. It says, "Be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind." So renewal literally means renovate, to renovate. To renovate, what do? You tear out the old and you replace it with the new. So that's literally what you need to do with your mind. You need to tear out the old, which happens by sitting still, meditating, allowing the mind to calm down, like sediment in the water. Say there's cloudiness in the water. If you allow the water to sit still, the sediment will go to the bottom and it will become clear. It's like the mind, getting rid of the old. But then you walk back into the world again and it gets stirred up again. So you have to meditate regularly. That's the important thing. And also filling your mind with positive information, like you're doing right now watching this video. So all of these things are very important to do. Disconnect from certain things and implement certain things into your life if you want to tap into the true authentic version of who you are. Very important. Because what else is there to do in life? If you're not striving to reach your full potential, what are you doing? Every creature, every animal, every plant on earth strives to reach its full potential. So there's no reason you shouldn't. Humans are the only creatures that don't strive to reach their full potential. So with that being said, yeah, this is just a short video today. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Much peace and love.